morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Friday the 27th of August. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, looking at the hourly candlesticks, choppy start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin move back through the pivot at 47,512 to bring the first major resistance level, setting at 48,713 into play. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Bitcoin to break out from 48,500 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 49,000 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, we got 23.6% fib at 54.73 and the second major resistance level at 55.87 to cap any upside on the day. Fed to move through the pivot, we'll bring the first major support level at 45.638 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should avoid sub 45s. Second major support level sits at 44,437. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a narrowing of the bullish histograms. We could see a possible bearish cross, so keep an eye on that through the middle part of the morning. On the EMAs, that's also a bearish signal with the 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, and the 100 narrowing on the 200. So that's suggesting further downside ahead. So key would be to move back through the pivot at 47,512 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, it's also a mixed start to the day. Going to need to see Ethereum move back through the pivot at 3133. Take a run at the first major resistance level at 3211. We'll need plenty of support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from 3150 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 3251.05 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, we got the 23.6% fib at 3369 to cap the upside. Second major resistance level sits at 3329. Failure to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level 3016 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should avoid the second major support level at 2938. Looking at the MACDs, marked narrowing of the bullish histograms and a possible bearish cross coming up, so look out for that. On the EMAs, also bearish with the 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, and the 100 also pulling back from the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So key, move back through the pivot at 3133, back through to 3150 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, support levels will be in play. Moving across to Litecoin against US dollar, choppy morning. Going to need to see Litecoin move back through the pivot at 171 to bring the first major resistance level at 177 and the 23.6% fib at 178 into play. Plenty of support from the broader market will be needed for Litecoin to break out from 175. So barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level and the 23.6% fib should cap the upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Litecoin target 190s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 186. Failure to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 162. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should avoid the second major support level at 156. Looking at MACDs, also a marked narrowing of the bullish histograms and an imminent bearish cross by the looks of it, so keep an eye out for that. On the EMAs, bearish signal as well with the 50 and the 100 pulling back from the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So key, move back through the pivot at 171 and through to 175s to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against US dollar, choppy morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 1.1075 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 1.1502. Support from the broader market will be needed for Ripple's XRP to break out from 1.10 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ripple's XRP target 1.2 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1.2282. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the 38.2% fib at 1.60659 and the first major support level at 1.0296 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should continue to avoid sub 1.0 levels. Second major support level sits at 0.9869. Looking at the MACDs, narrowing of the bullish histograms, similar trend, so look out for a possible bearish cross there. On the EMAs, also a bearish signal with the 50 pulling back from the 100 and the 200, and the 100 also pulling back from the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot at 1.1075 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, we've got 38.2% fib at 1.0659 and the first major support level at 1.02 3296.